All right, on this episode of Bowks Talking Bouts, excited to be talking to an individual who's featured on UFC Fight Night, which goes down on September the 17th. An intriguing heavyweight bout with Tanner Boser and Rodrigo Nascimento getting out there into the cage, and always good having Tanner on the show. How's your day going so far, Tanner?
So far, so good. It's still the morning, but everything's going well.
Yeah, and outside of like a lot of the fight week obligations, like what do you get up to during fight week? Do you have like a defined kind of pattern that you kind of ensconce yourself in ahead of the fight, or does it kind of vary?
Besides the fight week obligations, we got to train today and tomorrow. Probably not Friday, maybe a little like a light one Friday night actually in the hotel, because we have a matted room here we can train in. But today and tomorrow we were able to book time at the UFC Performance Institute. So we'll go there and train for a while. And, I mean, that's kind of it. Like, you just eat and hang out, go for a little walk maybe. Nothing crazy.
Have you been to the PI before, or would this be like an initial kind of trek over there?
No, I've been there lots. All the events that have happened in Vegas, we've been able to go to the PI.
Yeah, what's that experience been over there? It seems like one of the more comprehensive kind of places for a mixed martial arts athlete to go to. Like, it feels like you're just really checking off all the boxes, as it were. Have you found that at the UFC PI in past excursions?
It's definitely a state-of-the-art facility. All we do fight week, though, is I just go and I warm up and I stretch and I hit the bag a bit, and then I like hit a few rounds of pads. That's it. Like, I'm not really doing anything too crazy.
Yeah, consistent kind of chill vibe that kind of seemed to permeate through the birthday plans you had there a few weeks ago there, the old Botanical Gardens trip. What was that like? That seems pretty serene.
Oh, yeah, it was nice. Very beautiful place for sure. Yeah.
What did you get up to? Just like a little picnic action kind of thing? What were you munching on for the picnic there? What was the spread?
Yeah, no, my girlfriend had booked a picnic like package thing there, so they give you a picnic basket, so it was just kind of charcuterie style stuff, but it was tasty and like really, really beautiful, and yeah, tranquil, serene.
Yeah, you can only hope for that for the birthday. Sounds like some good relaxing vibes. It seems like most of the places you like going to kind of fit that sort of mold there. But in talking about more fight related kind of matters, I'm sort of curious about just your feelings on this matchup, just in the context of you guys were previously set up to fight in April there. Like, were you happy that this matchup kind of was able to come back at some point, or how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I like the matchup. He's well-rounded. He's good everywhere, but I think I match up well against him. He's very good on the ground, so I'm going to have to, try and avoid his specialty probably, but he's competent no matter where the fight is. He's not a pussy. He's got heart. He's tough. But yeah, I'm glad that I got the matchup against him again. But at the same time, I was ready to fight anybody, and it's not really the be-all, end-all as to who I'm going to fight, just as much as when I'm going to fight.
Yeah, for sure. I think your career has spoken to that, and even in the recent context of some of the canceled bouts, just because you were lined up with Sergey Pavlovich late last year. I mentioned the Nascimento fight, Alexander Romanov as well. Like, I mean, is there a level of excitement getting to be able to get out there after having been outside of competition for a bit over a year now? Like, obviously you're always getting in that work, but are you excited to get back to competing?
I am excited to get back to competing because I'm excited to get paid.
And I'm curious what you were doing at the time to kind of supplement the income there. Like, were you just teaching like certain seminars and stuff like that, or what were you getting up to?
I teach certain kind of fitness classes at a little sweatshop that they've helped me with by giving me the opportunity to teach some like fitness classes to like firefighter trainees and EMTs that are in school. But besides that stuff, I've been back working at some bars, so is what it is, and you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, no, I just thought to ask because I feel like in past conversations we've had, like the supplementing income outside of fighting has mostly been like training related or in kind of getting in that like security work at different places there. Is that kind of in the Edmonton area that you're doing that?
Yeah, I just been working security at bars in Edmonton. Yep.
Seems like a great time at Shaved Bears as always, though. It seems cool that Sifu Billy is kind of back in the space there. You seemed fired up about that there, you and KB.
Yeah, so that's a Frank Lee's Muay Thai. Sifu Billy is one of Sifu Frank Lee's, like probably his greatest all-time student, and he like went really far. Was an amazing competitor, really good, like a kickboxing champion. And he splits time between China and here. And when he comes back here and comes back to the gym, it's always good to see him. He used to hold pads for me now and then back in the day, so I definitely appreciate him, and just having him around is great vibe.
Yeah, you're getting in a lot of interesting looks lately, though, from what I can tell. I mean, not like super recent, but earlier in the summer, I saw you were getting in some good sparring work with Alan Belcher. What was that all like? He's obviously making big waves nowadays in the bare knuckle space. It looked like you were working with him before his Frank Tate fight. What was that experience like?
Yeah, that was awesome. So he brought me down to spar him for a few days and to train. And everybody down there was really hospitable. I enjoyed my time down there a lot. And sparring with Alan was great. You know, he's really good. So getting in some boxing rounds with him was fantastic. Loved it.
So it sounds like, based on how you laid it out there, he kind of reached out to you. Like, was he looking for like maybe like a more mobile kind of heavyweight body to work with? Did he sort of specify, or maybe not so much?
I believe he was looking just for a sparring partner that could maybe go more rounds with him. Like, I don't know. I know he has some guys out there sometimes. Like, he trains with Chase Sherman sometimes, but I don't think Sherman was around. Well, he wasn't around when I was there. And some of the other heavyweights that he has are newer guys, and he knows my manager, and I think he'd mentioned it. And his other training partner is Odie Delaney, who's a really good heavyweight in 1FC, but he was away as well. And he had a big fight coming up. So I think my manager had mentioned, well, maybe Tanner would come down and be a sparring partner for a bit, is how I understood that. But anyway, it went something like that, and it was definitely a really good thing for me anyway. And, I mean, he won his fight, so yeah, it was good.
Yeah, he's been doing great in that space there, and obviously you've been excelling for a long time in mixed martial arts, so it was cool to see that going down there. But something else I thought was pretty cool was seeing you kind of helm that commentating position at Unified 44. What was that whole experience like? It seemed like you quite enjoyed the opportunity there, and is that something you'd maybe like to endeavor to do more of in the future if something lined up?
I loved it. I had a good time. From what I understood, everyone was happy with the job I did. Unified and the other commentator, John Ramdeen, and everybody seemed to think I did a pretty good job for my first time. So I enjoyed it a lot. I definitely would do it again. But a lot of guys that train at my gym fight at Unified. So on that card, it just so happened no one from the gym was fighting. It was in Calgary area instead of Edmonton. And yeah, we just didn't have anyone on the card. And then normally Mitch Clark is the other commentator, and he couldn't do it. So then they asked if I would do it, and I was happy to do it. It was awesome. But when I got guys fighting that I got a corner, that takes precedence. So I'll always corner my guys over commentating or doing something like that. But yeah, should that situation arise again where somebody wants me to commentate on a card and I don't have anybody I have to corner fighting on that card, I would love to.
Yeah, those are some fair variables you outlined too. I mean, I feel like with a lot of those Unified cards, there's like almost like half a dozen Shaved Bears compatriots that kind of bolster the event, if not more.
Yeah, there is. And this next card is no exception. I'm pretty sure we have like 6 guys.
Yeah, I was just talking to Neil the other day. He was saying it was a bit of like an uncharacteristic summer, and as far as like people kind of showing up more in the summer to get in that work, he was kind of saying that like sometimes people don't necessarily hit it as hard in the summer. I mean, not in that sense. Like obviously like certain vacation related kind of things, enjoying the good weather and all that there. But I made the joke that people don't want to turn it into a big sweatshop and, you know, get all in that. So have you noticed that too? Like a little more activity in Shaved Bears throughout the summer?
It has been a busy summer for sure. We do have a lot of people fighting, so the consistency is definitely there. Our team is pretty good at training all the time, but yeah, when there's a lot of guys fighting, obviously the gym tends to be a little more lively. So yeah, I suppose Neil's onto something there.
Yeah, and as far as like the travel kind of dynamics, because it seemed like you didn't have the smoothest time earlier in the summer there, do you anticipate a similar kind of trek? Have you navigated the travel pattern a little bit differently to maybe subvert some of the stresses you had from a past flight? Because I think that would have came around when you were cornering KB there. So like, have you kind of subverted that a little bit, made a different travel plan for this one, or do you expect it to be a bit smoother, perhaps? Or was it smoother, rather?
Travel early in the summer was a dumpster fire. Yeah, but getting back from the States was the worst. Getting back from when I was trading with Belcher was the worst. And then me and KB had a fuck around too, coming back from Abu Dhabi. But this time we got to Vegas, no problem. And our flight back is straight up Vegas to Edmonton. So it's going to be really, really hard for them to mess anything up. So hopefully it goes smooth.
Yeah, I hope so too, man. I want to kind of get back to the traveling too, but just everything I see from Pearson and stuff like that, it's like, would almost just rather stay home a little bit and just kind of like wait it out so there's some semblance of sanity with all that and clarity and all.
Yeah, you definitely want to avoid Pearson.
Yeah, no doubt, for sure. And yeah, always great getting to have you on the show, man. Always fun getting to chop it up and everything like that. I'm just kind of curious, though, if like as we're wrapping up, maybe there's any kind of parting thought that you want to add, like maybe something that wasn't touched on.
No parting thought. I would thank my coaches, Jeff Montemiro, Kedro Noda, Roger Alves, Mitch Clark, and I would thank my sponsors, Axe Monkeys Edmonton, Premier Built Garages, Paul Pedal Services, Element Chiropractic, and yeah, man, that's really it.
Yeah, those are some great shout outs there for sure. And yeah, a good shout out with Mitch Clark there, another guy that does the unified commentary there, and he's been doing some great stuff there with the local pro wrestling in there with MPW. We gotta get you guys out there for a little run in, maybe with Massive Damage at some point.
I made an appearance at a wrestling show, not at Monster Pro Wrestling, but at Top Talent Wrestling, I think, is one Mitch has been wrestling for more. I did one little guest appearance. It was fun. Some point in the summer.
That's interesting. I don't think I saw that. What was your, I guess, role, as it were? Like, did you hit someone with a chair? Were you kind of standing there looking imposing? What was the deal?
No. Mitch goes on a rampage, and he beats like 3 guys in a row, and then I come out for some reason to stop him, and I just clotheslined Mitch. That was it.
I got to try to find if there's like some sort of clip of that. That sounds like a great time. But I inadvertently kind of worked in an extra sort of question there, just being a wrestling nerd and all. But I want to reiterate, I appreciate you coming on the show, man, especially during fight week, and looking forward to checking out this Rodrigo Nascimento fight on the 17th. So yeah, thanks so much, and just you enjoy the rest of your day too there, Tanner.
Yeah, thank you. Take care, man.